Hello class, this is Professor McDonald, and this will be a course introduction video and audio for CRJ 3000-800, which is the criminal law class for fall 2018. What I wanted to do was just kind of give you a very brief course introduction with this video, just talk about some of the highlights in the syllabus, and just give you an idea what we're going to be doing this semester. And I think it's important that I try to, we don't have a face-to-face, so this is an opportunity to kind of tell you about course requirements right at the beginning here, just to make sure this is the kind of course you expected and what you need. This is a core course within the criminal justice major, so all of you are taking this class because you need to take it, and I enjoy teaching it. Now, since this is an online class, we're obviously not going to be face-to-face. The best way to reach me, and I put it on page 1, is through email. As a matter of fact, that's a preferred way to reach me. You'll see my email address there. You can call me on the phone if we need to talk. A lot of times I'm not at my desk, I'm in class. On the days that I'm here on campus, just leave a voice message and I'll get back to you. But again, try to send me an email, because even if I'm out of town, I'll always check those during the day. Several times a day. Our textbook is Criminal Law Today, the 6th edition by Frank Smoliger and Daniel E. Hall. I've used this book before, so hopefully you'll be able to find a used copy that's in good condition at a reasonable price. The textbook itself, I have a picture, just a brief picture of it and a description of it in the syllabus on page 1. You also know that you can go to the bookstore and it tells you by course and by instructor name required courses here. Now, we will be using the Canvas Learning Management System. The university has switched to that. Some of you are already familiar with it. If you are not, then I've provided some links in the syllabus which you can download, and provided some links for you just to kind of introduce you to Canvas. It takes a little while to get used to, but once you get used to it, it's very easy. And I've tried to set the course up as simple as I can to make it easy for you. The screen you're looking at here is the home tab on the screen. I have set the course up in weekly modules. So for each week, each module is a week. So we have 16 weeks in this class. So I've set it up where for each week you'll have requirements for that week. Pretty easy to follow, taking us all the way up to the final. All right, I'm going to go back up here, looking at the Canvas home screen, and you'll see, for example, week 1. These will be documents that you'll refer to in week 1. So again, just work with the system a little bit. Once you get used to it, it's pretty easy. And like I said before, I've tried to simplify this process as best I can. So for example, if we look at week 1 here, I've got your syllabus. You click on that and download it. You can print it, you can download it and save it to your computer, whatever works for you. It'll always be here within the course shell. For the writing assignments, I've included a rubric, Bill of Rights document. The United States Constitution is the foundation of the criminal law and criminal justice system. The Bill of Rights is a very critical aspect of that Constitution, and so I've included a document here. If any of you are on campus, stop by my office here. I also have some small editions of the Constitution, including the Bill of Rights, Declaration of Independence, that I'll give you for free. We'll have some discussion forums in the class. I'll talk about that in a minute, but there's a rules document. In other words, you have to be respectful to other people's opinions in these forums. I'm not interested in your political views. That's not what we're looking at here, so leave those out. What we're interested in is you answering questions and providing information to your colleagues in the class relative to criminal law. That's what we're focused on. All the quizzes will be online, so here's some online testing tips document that I've given you. You'll be doing case briefs in this class. There's some instructions Looks like I put that document in twice. I need to drop one of these. And then that first week, you're gonna watch a short film clip, last about 20 minutes. It's very interesting, on the Gideon case, Gideon v. Wainwright film. And then for every chapter, I have a PowerPoint that I've put together to help you in your studying and to help you understand the course information. So that's critical. Make sure you review those PowerPoints, because you might see something in the PowerPoint that's on the test. Anything you watch on a film, anything you read in the textbook, anything you review in a PowerPoint could be on a test. And so when you watch these films, take notes of the key aspects of the film, important information. I'm not going to ask you something trivial. I'll ask you important information. On the second page of the syllabus, it talks about our course learning goals. I'm not going to go through all that, but essentially as a course description, this course gives you an opportunity to explore the fundamental nature of law, the historical development of criminal law, and its contemporary application in the United States, and an overview of general legal principles which form the foundation of our legal system. Some of these concepts are complex, some of them are not that difficult, but what I like about this textbook, there's some very interesting capstone cases. When I mean capstone, these are cases that, and most of them ended up either at the U.S. Supreme Court based on some legal issue, and they're included in the textbook to provide more knowledge as to why laws are what they are, or why some things have changed, that sort of thing. It gives you a real glimpse into the inner workings of our legal system. So you have to read those as well. And they're very interesting. Just some background on me, and you can read it yourself. I spent nearly 30 years as a federal agent with 2 law enforcement organizations. I worked a variety of criminal offenses, everything from murder cases to simple theft cases. So I do have practical work experience with nearly all the topics that we're going to cover in this class. And so if you ever have any questions about careers or anything like that, feel free to contact me. I'll be glad to help you. I'm a veteran also, and I've had the opportunity to teach here at the university. This will be my 9th year. Our course runs from Wednesday, August 15th until Friday, November the 30th. That'll be the last day of class. The following week we'll have our final exam. Our normal course week is Monday through Sunday for any type of requirements. Let's talk about quizzes. Quizzes, in this class, let me look at my notes here real quick. I've kind of made it simple for you, but it's going to keep you active. You're going to have a quiz, except for week 1. You'll have 2 quizzes in week 2. You have a quiz on each chapter. Canvas uses the term quiz versus exam or test, but it's your test. So we have 14 chapters in this book. You'll have a chapter quiz on every chapter, which actually makes it relatively simpler for you, because these tests are not going to be comprehensive. I'm not going to have you read 200 pages and then take a test. You'll have one in each chapter. But what you're going to find is that each of these chapters is very comprehensive. So you really have to do the reading, but you'll have to stay engaged every week in this class to do well. So we have 14 quizzes. Grades are weighted. Your quizzes are going to count for 80% of the grade in this class. Now, how do I do quizzes? Well, they're open for 48 hours. Let's say we have a quiz on Monday and Tuesday. The quiz will open up at midnight Sunday night and close at 11:59 p.m. on Tuesday night. So that should be able to fit everybody's work schedule and study schedule. If you miss a quiz, you have to have a legitimate excuse. You're an athlete, and you have to go to a football game. You're in the National Guard and you got called up. You're an ROTC and you had to go somewhere. You have to give me notice of those in advance in writing. So for example, if you're in the National Guard, I expect you to give me a copy of your orders from your first sergeant. You can email those to me and that'll be excused. Sometimes you get sick. Well, if you send me a doctor's excuse where you went to the clinic, that's fine, that works as well. but always try to notify me in advance. If you don't have a legitimate excuse and you miss a quiz, you're going to get a 0. It's that simple. That's just the way I operate my classes, and if you're unhappy with that, then you'll have to take somebody else's class. But I really think that I would be remiss to give you extra days to study for a quiz, which gives you an advantage over other students. So if you don't have a legitimate excuse, you miss a quiz, I'm not going to be very sympathetic, okay? So stay on top of them. Again, 48 hours. Everybody should be able to take these quizzes in 48 hours. They don't last that long. Now, when you take a quiz, when you're finished, you're only going to see your grade. You're not going to see what you got wrong, okay? And the reason I do that is to reduce any opportunity for collaboration. So the day after a quiz closes, if that quiz closes at 11:59 p.m. on Tuesday night, the next day, Wednesday, from 12 noon until 8 p.m., you can go back into Canvas and see your test, and it'll tell you everything you got right and wrong, and if you got something wrong, it'll tell you what the right answer is. Nobody will have the same questions. I use pool questions that I've put together myself, and I draw from the pool, and so everybody has a different test, and that again is also to reduce the opportunity for collaboration. I do not use proctors. You're not going to have to go to a proctoring site and pay to take a test in this class. Honor code, very simply, this is a criminal justice class. This is a criminal justice major. I am a retired federal agent. I have no tolerance for people that cheat. It's that simple. If you get caught cheating, you're going to get a 0, possibly an F in the class, and I potentially may refer you to academic affairs if I feel like it is if it's a major violation of integrity. So I expect everybody, and I've done everything I can to put these course materials together to make it a fair playing field for everybody in the class. Each of you is an individual, and I treat you that way. I'm not going to give somebody else an advantage over somebody else. There's no extra credit. You're going to have enough to do in here. You're not going to need extra credit. Okay. Now, we'll also have 4 discussion board forums, and I've provided our first forum will be in week 4, relative to conspiracy. I've posted a discussion forum rules document in week 1, so you read that. Essentially, when you're part of a forum, I want you to have a conversation among each other. Don't write your post to try to please me or whatever. I will be part of the forum, but I want you to talk to each other. That's what this is about, and I will monitor it. And in doing that, you have to be respectful of other people's opinions, other people's ideas. I don't want to see any political innuendos put into your discussion post. This is not a political science class. This is a law class. That's what we're focused on, the law. Nobody's interested in your political biases or your political opinions. Okay, so let's keep it that way. The discussion forums will be graded. You will not be able to see the form until you post, so you can't look at somebody else's discussion post and then post. You won't be able to participate until you actually do post. And you have to be active in these forums to earn a good grade. The discussion forums count for 10% of your grade. You'll also be doing 2 case brief assignments. These are written assignments. I've provided instructions on that, case brief instructions, where you'll take a major capstone case and you'll do a brief based on the structure of a case brief that I provide you. So you have to follow that structure. It's usually only a 1 to 2 page document, excluding your works cited page. There's only 2 of these, so that's pretty simple. So again, you'll have 14 quizzes, you'll have 4 discussion boards, and you'll have 2 case brief assignments. Those will be the requirements, the graded requirements in this class. Okay, I think I've covered those key issues. Let's just look at Canvas here real quick. I'll shut this down. For each week, you just punch on that, and you'll see you'll have your syllabus, some of the documents that are important for the week, your chapter, etc. And you go to week 2, same deal. I've set everything up based on a week. The modules are by week. Now, you can get your first quizzes in week 2 here. You can access quizzes at this site. You just click on it and it'll take you right to the quiz. Okay? Or you can click on quizzes. And you can take a quiz here. Like the first quiz is 25 questions. Okay? That'll be 4 points a question. All right, most of them are 20, 25 because they only cover one chapter. Okay? Or you can go to assignments, click on the assignments tab, and there's all the quizzes there as well. And there's your discussion forums and your case briefs. Okay? All right, let's go back to the home page. So Canvas is relatively easy to maneuver around in, and I've set everything up for you to make it as simple as possible. I'm going to end this tape at this time. Make sure you get the textbook, start your reading quickly, get this syllabus downloaded and reviewed, listen to this tape, and if you have any questions after you've done all those things, then all you have to do is send me an email and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. Enjoy the class. I think you'll learn a lot, and I think it's a very dynamic subject, and we have a full class. We're loaded to the brim here on this class, so I'm glad about that. This will be the end of the tape.